What has kite surfing, what has boxing, what has cycling, what has running, what has going to the gym, what have all these things I've done in my life got to do with successfully selling real estate? Well, that's what we're going to talk about this week. I was kind of thinking about my whole career going back 34 years, and I kind of just really realized within the last 10 years that from when I got in the industry at 26 years old to now when I'm 60 years old, which is 34-ish years, I think, I've had a lot of experiences during that time, nothing to do with real estate, a lot of activity I've done, a lot of sports that I've competed in, and I really looked at that and I thought, what have I learned from those sports that I've almost subconsciously transmuted to my real estate industry? And the reason I'm saying that is I want you to start to consciously think of things you've done that you've succeeded at that have nothing to do with the real estate, but what are certain aspects of those activities or sports or things you've done that you can transfer into the real estate business to be a success. There's a saying I tell there's a saying I tell my oldest daughter all the time. It's where you are is where you're supposed to be. And where you want to be, no matter where that is, starts from where you are today. If you can understand those two things, you do not beat yourself up if you're doing something that you don't particularly enjoy. Right now, she's an actress living in Hollywood, and she's working at Panda Express restaurant. She's a little bit upset because she said, all this training I've done for the past 6 years and here I am working at Panda Express. I've tried to say to her, this is a transition. This is not where you're going to end up. But where you want to end up starts from where you are today. And everything you do leads to that point. So don't feel bad about doing a job you think is below you or menial. There's a lot you can learn from that. And that all kind of triggered me thinking about things that I've done in the past which have helped me in my career. And I suppose the overriding principle of this is what it's what I learned as being called the monkey principle. You set 100 monkeys down at typewriters, let them bang away for as long as they want, and eventually one of them will type a legible sentence. It might be a short sentence, but one of them will type a legible sentence, almost accidentally. And I was taught that very early in my real estate career, and I really, for some reason, that sunk in. I really used that, and that kept me persevering through my career. So, what did I learn from different things? Well, let's start with cold calling. What did I learn from cold calling which helped me through my career? You can call 100 people and get 99 nice responses and get one bad one, and it will upset the hour, the whole day, your whole week. So from that experience, I learned to not focus on the one bad thing that happens, but try and focus on all the good things that happen throughout the day. Door knocking. What did door knocking teach me? And I started door knocking from day one in my career, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, did that for 5 years. No word of lie. What did I learn from door knocking? A, it's cheap. I used to hand out business cards. Can't remember what they cost, but it was the cheapest thing to hand out. And B, I could walk out of the front door of my office, turn, and walk up the street for 3 hours, turn around and walk back. I could get up in the morning from my house, walk out the front door and start to prospect. So I suppose it taught me that prospecting can be as simple as what you want to make it. Snowboarding. What did snowboarding teach me? Apart from sew-in pads in your snowboarding pants and elbow pads, apart from that, it taught me, sounds like a cliche, but no matter how many times you fall down, just keep getting back up. The universe says you have to fall down X number of times, and that X might be 400. So Daryl, you have to fall down 400 times, and once I know you're really committed, you get to 399 and you hit 400, at 401, I'm going to click it all together. I'm going to have your mind connect with your body. You're going to get up. You're going to go down. You're going to get a little bit more speed than what you normally do. You're going to roll back on your heels. You're going to turn your hips to turn your shoulders, and you're going to carve an edge. I'm not going to tell you that in the third time you fall. I'm going to wait till the 400th time or whatever that number is. So understand the universe is out there to keep knocking you down, to make sure that you want it. And then once it knows you want it, it will connect everything so it suddenly happens. And once it happens, wow. And then you forget. After you've been doing this a while, you forget how hard that first turn was. So that's what I really learned from snowboarding. Keep at it, because the universe has a number. And again, applied to real estate, keep prospecting. If you keep getting no's, there's a certain number, and then you hit that yes. My cycling career, what cycling taught me, and I was a very low-level professional, high-level amateur when I was cycling. So I was on a team. We were paid a little bit, but I would not call ourselves professional, but we raced with the professionals, with Tour de France winners. And when I say we raced with them, they were at the front and we were at the back. But what I learned from cycling was it's a team effort. You know, when you're in a cycling pack, where you're with 6 or 8 team members, you don't win unless those team members work with you. So I really understood that you can't succeed in real estate just on your own. You need someone there to support you, to talk to when the things are going bad, to congratulate you when things are going good. It is a team effort, so build that team around you. If it's not family or friends, then get yourself in a mastermind group or a support group. Get some sort of system where people can support you and help you when you're feeling down and cheer you on when you're doing good. Next one I kind of laugh at because I was 55 years old. I'm 60 now. Almost have to think about that. At 55, I decided I wanted to get into the boxing ring and have a proper amateur fight. Now, I'd been boxing training for 5 years previous to that, and I'd kept fit my whole life. So I thought, okay, once I commit to this, it shouldn't be that hard, or it couldn't be that hard. Well, I was mistaken. The anxiety and fear that comes up when you're going to step into a ring with someone else that wants to hit you as much as you want to hit them, and only one of you is going to win by hitting the other one harder or better or faster, that's a scary proposition. But I overcame that fear. So what boxing taught me is to confront those fears, because that fear, that line of fear, is a cutting edge of the ecstasy you'll feel once you pass it. I remember, gosh, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks before my fight, I broke down crying, went outside the gym. My trainer came out, his name was Izzy. He said, "What's going on, mate?" Couldn't figure out why I was crying. I go, "I'm never going to learn. I'm getting a hit, and I no, defense is horrible." And he slowed me down. He took me back to basics. He worked me through basics for the next week. No punching, all defense. Once I got comfortable with defense again, then I started getting back into going on the offense. But it was a real system. But the point is here, A, you're never too old to learn, period. B, that fear, that's just on the other side of the ecstasy you'll feel when you succeed. And I know I've been in listing appointments, I've been afraid to push for the close, and I've pushed through it, and I have asked for the close, and I have asked for the business, and I got it, and I am ecstatic. But if I don't push through and ask for it, and I walk outside, I feel like absolute crap. So understand fear is there for a reason, and the reason it's there is to stop average people making it. It's to get rid of them, and the ones that really want it, it's to help them get through and succeed. And along the same lines, at about, gosh, I'm 60 now, at about 50 or 48, I decided to take up kite surfing. I could surf, I could snowboard, decided kite surfing. How much harder could it be? Well, it was a lot harder, and it took me a year to learn how to kite surf. Now, young guys, I'm talking teenagers now, they learn 2 or 3 days. It literally took me a year before I could get up on that kiteboard, before I figured out how hard you had to dive the kite and how hard you had to push the edge against the water and then hold that edge as the kite's pulling and which direction the kite's going and where's the wind coming from. Took me a year to figure that out. I went out there day after day after day, and then one day, boom, it suddenly clicked. I felt that edge. I felt the pull of the kite. I felt that balance, and away I went. So again, kite surfing was very fearful. It was brand new. I was a bit older. But again, I pushed through it. So think about your real estate career and that experience from that. Can I use that in my business? And the obvious answer is yes. Going back to when I was 16 years old, I joined the Royal Australian Air Force. I spent 9 years in the Air Force protecting my country. So what did I learn from that 9 years in the Air Force? I learned that if you were told to do something, you did it. If you had to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, you weren't there at 1 minute past 8. You were there at 1 minute to 8. It taught me really good discipline. It didn't teach me to be a follower, and it didn't necessarily teach me to be a leader. It just taught me how to get along with people. It taught me how to be part of a bigger picture. And when I got in real estate, that bigger picture was the real estate office. I wanted my office to succeed. So I learned a lot from that 9 years in the Air Force, which helped me during my whole real estate career. And there's a lot more to it than that, but this is a shorter video, so I'm not going to go into that one too much. Now, piggybacking on from my Air Force and getting out of my Air Force at 25, I went to America, ended up in Southern California, had no money, so I had to work, and I worked for minimum wage. And so minimum wage taught me to appreciate anything I could get. The minimum wage that I earned for the next few months, that helped me get by. It fed me, it clothed me, it gave me somewhere to stay. So I never looked at getting minimum wage or doing a menial job was below me. In fact, in later years, I owned quite a big laundromat in Long Beach, California, and it was never below me to go to that laundromat and mop floors and clean toilets late at night if my cleaning lady, for some reason, couldn't do it. And it also taught me that lower socioeconomic group, they were normal, nice people that just, maybe had less in life. Maybe they wanted that or maybe they didn't. But if you could learn to treat those people with respect and understand those people, then that really will help you in life. And that helped me in my real estate career. I mean, in my laundromat, I realized they were concerned that they couldn't see their cars from inside the laundromat. So I put in 2 big picture windows. I can't recall how many people came up to me and thanked me so they could see their cars while they were in doing their wash, and they didn't have to worry about their cars getting vandalized because the laundromat was in the hood. So I learned a lot of lessons through that period of owning the laundromat. So that's it. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be reminded. If you have a question or a specific topic, or you want my personal coaching, please send me a little message. I'll be happy to respond. That's it for this week. Have a great week and sell something.